Yansio, I have something to say. Hey guys, I want to talk about apologizing and how important it is to apologize. Ooh, speaking of that, apologies. So I know a lot of us like empathetic people. We struggle with like apologizing. Um, where we apologize for like everything, like we often like apologize for things that we shouldn't apologize for because we're taking the burdens and the responsibility of someone else. um you know but when it's your fault in doing something, it's really important to apologize. So like this world has apologizing problem, like a problem apologizing. Either you have people that apologize for everything, or you have people that don't apologize for anything. And I feel like I talked about this before, but I don't really remember. But I'm gonna talk about it again, just in case. But yeah, I find it to be really important to apologize because if you make a mistake, it's your responsibility to let people know that you are, sorry for that mistake and that you meant nothing wrong. Apologizing isn't about being wrong or being right or whatever. It's not about that. Apologizing is about reassuring to that person that you harmed or that you offended that you mean no wrong by it and that you care about them. So you must understand this. When you don't apologize to someone when you make a mistake, you're telling them, without telling them, you're telling them that you don't care about them and that their emotions and their feelings don't matter to you. So you're creating you're creating a conflict between you guys and this trust between you guys because you're not apologizing. So they make it feel like they feel like you don't actually care about them. So that's why it's really important. So if you have all this pride to not apologize and to make up for your mistakes, you're really hurting yourself dramatically. And you're going to attract people who's not going to care about you. And you're going to end up ruining your relationships with people who actually do care about you. It's not worth it. It's really important to just apologize and just own up for what you did. Now, I also understand this too, is that a lot of us make mistakes that we don't realize that were mistakes. As we're learning things and we're living life, we don't know everything. So there's times where we may hurt others or offend others and we might not even realize it. But when you do realize it, just apologize. It's okay. The thing that you shouldn't apologize for is don't apologize if you know something wasn't like your fault or like it's someone else's responsibility to apologize for something. Like, don't take the blame for someone else. That's what you don't apologize for. But don't feel like you're this high and mighty person who's special and doesn't need to apologize for their own actions. In your soul if you should apologize or not, if something is wrong or not. You should know, you should feel it. You should really feel it. And if you don't feel it, then there might be something wrong with you. You might be very on the deep end of things. You might need to reevaluate your life. But yes, apologizing extremely crucial. You need to let people know that you care about them, because if you don't, you're going to end up destroying the relationship, and it's not worth it, because relationships are crucial in life. You need relationships to prosper and to feel good in your own body and to feel comfortable and to feel loved and appreciated and to be able to network and navigate through life. You need relationships. And the best way to maintain relationships is by letting the people around you know that you care about them, by letting them know, by showing them love. And if you make mistakes, apologize for it. It's like people want you to apologize, not because they want to be right or whatever. They just want to know if you care about them. That's the reason why people want you to apologize to them. So understand that it's not about like a superior thing or being right or being wrong. It's about knowing that this person that messed with me, do they actually care about me or not? Because you don't realize when you do stuff like that and you're not apologizing, you're on the brink of becoming their enemy. You are, because you're making it seem like you don't care about them and that you're just doing whatever you want to. And that's gonna I almost drooled. And you're making it seem like you don't care about them and that you'll just like you're a threat to them. You're a threat to their peace. So it's really important to understand that apologizing is important, and it's something that everyone should do if they're in the wrong, you know? And understand that like certain things you don't need to apologize for. Like it really depends on the situation. It's an art form, it's you have to use your discretion. But if you know you offended somebody and it hurt somebody, then yeah, apologize. But if you're just being yourself and whatever, and someone chooses to be offended, if someone just chooses to be offended when they really shouldn't be offended, but they just choose to be offended indirectly, like if you say something like, say, okay, I like to say bitch, right? I'm saying bitch all the time. Someone's like, oh, you should apologize, you're disrespecting women. This No, I'm fucking not. It's just a fucking word. Yeah, I'm like almost drooling, but it's not coming out. But yeah, it's just a fucking word. Like fuck, it's a fucking word. Oh, you're cursing, you're swearing, it's not appropriate. Oh, you should apologize. No, you should shut the fuck up and fucking cover up your ears or go somewhere else. Cause I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. Stuff like that. You don't need to apologize for that. They're choosing to be offended. So stay away from the narcissist people. The narcissistic people will try to do that and try to flip shit on you and make you apologize for shit you don't need to apologize for. Now, if you're going up to someone and you're swearing at them and you're disrespecting them, then yes, you should apologize for that. That's uncalled for. But if you're just living your life and you're just cursing or swearing, I mean, like, obviously, if you're swearing around, like, if you're in an environment, like, if there's kids around, then yes, that's inappropriate. Like, if there's, like, older people around, just be respectful. If you're in, like, a formal place, be respectful. If you're, like, in a place of, like, like a formal place or a sacred place, be respectful, abide by the rules, abide by the rules. You may not always know the rules, but if people let you know and they're like, oh, what you're doing is offensive, then apologize and just, act accordingly. But if you're in a place where you can just, there's no rules to you being a certain way, you can just be a certain way and it's fine, then yes. But abide by the rules in your area. You just have to know what's appropriate in a certain situation and what isn't appropriate in a certain situation. And me, I'm a very unconventional person, and I'm not really into authority and stuff like that, all these different things, and I think a lot of rules are ridiculous. But at the same time, I do respect rules that I'm faced with, because I would want people to respect my boundaries, so I'm going to respect other people's boundaries, But certain things, it depends on the situation. If you just choose to be offended by something because you don't like something that I do, but it's not directly affecting you, that's your choice to be offended. I could go outside and someone's wearing the color red and I could be fucking offended by them wearing red or some shit. Like, oh, they're wearing a hat. I don't like hats. Why are you wearing a hat around me? Some dumb shit, Like, that's not a real thing. But if you're in a place with rules, or if you're disrespecting someone, then yes, you need to apologize for your actions. But don't apologize if someone chooses to be offended because they just want to be offended, and don't apologize for the actions of others. And that's something that I had to learn to stop doing, because if you do that, all you're going to end up doing is just like, they're just going to feel like they could just get away with everything, and that people will cover up for them, and that's not healthy, and that leads to corruption. But yes, it's important to apologize to people as well, so that they can feel loved. Because if you keep on messing with someone and messing with them and you're not apologizing to them, it's going to mess with them, and they're going to think that, they're going to look at you like an enemy, and they may retaliate, or they just may become callous to people. It's really important to let people know at the end of the day you care and you love them. So show love to them and apologize. Everyone deserves to apologize. We're not supposed to take our problems out on others. It's wrong to do that. We're not supposed to do that. So if you make a mistake, apologize for the mistake you made. Come on. I don't care if it feels uncomfortable. You should do it. We all have to do these things. Because if you're going to coexist with people, if you don't want to apologize, then have no friends. Then live as a hermit and don't be around people. But if you're going to be around people, you have to fucking respect people's boundaries. If you're not going to fucking respect their boundaries, then whatever happens to you is going to fucking happen to you, and that's your fucking fault. And it's no one else's fault but yours. You need to fucking own up that shit. Own that shit. Own up to that shit. But yeah, respect people and honor them. And if you're not going to do that, whatever happens to you, because that's the life you choose. That's the path you choose. If you choose the path where you don't respect people and you disrespect people, then you will be disrespected in return. Bye.